The movie is The Monkey, which was written and directed by Osgood Perkins, adapted from the short story by Stephen King. The horror comedy follows twin brothers Hal and Bill Shelbourne, who, while cleaning out their father's closet, find a very creepy and mysterious wind-up monkey. The eerie monkey inexplicably seems to lead to a series of horrific and outrageous deaths that end up tearing their family apart. Then, 25 years later, the monkey begins a new killing spree, forcing the estranged twins to confront the cursed toy to rid the world of its evil power once and for all. The reaction that I've seen to this movie has been somewhat polarizing. There are a lot of people that loved it, and then there are a lot of people who really didn't like it. I personally really enjoyed this movie. I felt like they pretty perfectly balanced the horror and comedy elements of the film that made for an all-around just very fun movie. I know some people were surprised to learn that this movie is just as much of a comedy as it is a horror, and I think that alone turned a lot of people off to it. I'll also say that while I loved the humor and thought it was one of the best aspects of the film, it was very outrageous and just kind of stupid in the best possible way. But if that style of comedy is not really your thing, you probably won't end up liking this one very much either. I will say, all around, it wasn't a very scary movie, in my opinion. It definitely had this foreboding sense to it, and while the monkey was disturbing and creepy as hell, I didn't really find myself feeling scared at all throughout the film. And as I mentioned, the one thing that was very creepy was the monkey itself. The eyes alone on that thing would freak anybody out. And I don't know what they used for the prosthetics on the hands and the skin of the monkey, but it was hyper realistic to the point that it looked indistinguishable from real skin. While it wasn't very scary, it was preposterously gory. Every death in the film found a new way to gross you out or potentially disturb you, but honestly, for the most part, they were so absurd and ridiculous that they actually just mostly made me laugh. Tatiana Maslany was great as the mother Lois. She had some very funny deadpan lines that she just delivered perfectly. Theo James played the roles of twins Bill and Hal, and he did an awesome job in a role that I would say is outside of the norm for him. He was hilarious as both Bill and Hal, and the movie seriously benefited from both of his performances. There are some super funny surprise cameos from a couple of my favorite actors, and then there's one very, very surprising cameo in one of the death montages from across the town. If you know who I'm talking about and you've seen the movie, comment it below because it was so random, I almost feel like I imagined it. It was also shot really well, which was really the only similarity it shared with Longlegs because tonally, the films couldn't be more different. I will say, if you're going into this one expecting something akin to Longlegs, you're gonna be disappointed, simply because they're just so dissimilar. In terms of critiques, I felt like there were a few jokes that just didn't really land for me. I didn't think the dialogue was always perfect. Mostly I just had some issues with the way that the teenage son was written, and I think I'd say I wish we got more screen time from Theo James. I thought he did a great job, but he was really only in the second half of the movie. Overall, this was a well-shot, really funny horror comedy film that I'd highly recommend watching. If you like over-the-top, Looney Tunes-esque gore and dry, dark comedies, you absolutely have to see this one in theaters while you still can. So go watch The Monkey. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it with a friend, add a comment letting me know what you thought of this movie or what movie you think I should review next, and subscribe to my channel. I put out a movie review each week, so subscribe to stay tuned. Thanks, y'all.